George Clooney and Brad Pitt's new movie, Wolves, is on Apple TV Plus September 27th.
That's where I want you to be now.
So if you want to see George Clooney and Brad Pitt, go to Apple TV Plus.
You got to start the story there.
Or if you want to see Brad Pitt and George Clooney, go to Apple TV Plus.
I am enjoying the show.
And if you want to see their new movie, Wolves,
You can't do it, I'm going to help you out. I can do it, so do it.
definitely go to Apple TV Plus.
Admit it is cool. Okay, fine, it was very cool.
Wolves, streaming September 27th on Apple TV Plus. Rated R.
ABC Thursdays.
Welcome back.
Grey's Anatomy is all new.
Why didn't you tell me you were pregnant?
The drama going down
Bungee jumping from the bridge, his cord snapped.
We need all hands on deck.
is unbelievable.
You think you're God's gift to this hospital? You're just another doctor.
My relationship with Catherine is complicated.
I'm gonna sue you.
Your lawyers know where to find me.
You're unbelievable.
Grey's Anatomy. All new Thursdays, 10/9 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All Too Real 2. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is...
Sesame, South African, Marionette, and Carter. Or Sam, for short.
Can I just call you Sam?
You can call me Sesame, Sam, and Carter.
Sesame Sam. Sesame Sam and Carter. Sesame Sam, Sesame Sam, Sesame Sam and Carter.
You could turn that into like a theme song to the show or whatever.
Yeah, we'll have a spin-off
The show.
show. It's just going to be called Sesame Sam and Carter.
Yeah, that's it. That's
The whole
just
show
me
is
trying
just
to figure out-
you talking.
or trying to figure out how to do the podcast equipment. That's the whole episode.
Yes.
He's so sending into madness and anger as I can't figure it out.
Trying to do it from a different city when I have all the equipment here.
Right. It's like, God damn it.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
anyways, folks, welcome to the latest episode here. Just up front, wanted to say thanks for all the support you've given us over the years. But I hate to break it to you that I think we're going to be replaced by puppets.
Specifically Marionette.
Yes, some weird marionettes. They may sound like us, I don't know. But, with AI going the way it is, maybe they can, just duplicate my voice and I won't have to do the podcast anymore.
If they were to do that, they would probably be so accurate because of like hours upon hours of us talking. Like if AI were to you know what I mean? Like they had so much material to go. I mean, God, how many? We have close to 200 episodes uploaded at this point. Each one 45 minutes to maybe an hour a piece.
It's a lot of stuff to learn off of. I mean, I remember this was like a year or two ago. Somebody had AI do like an episode of Joe Rogan's podcast because of all the hours of his voice that's out there. It was able to kind of duplicate it, but you could still tell it was kind of fake. But, it's just kind of weird.
Yeah, of course. There is an element where it's talent. No, it's maybe a good better, maybe it won't, maybe it's kind of reached its heights, type of thing, but who knows. Did you see that thing I posted about Donald Trump going on a shamanic journey? That was so creepy looking.
AI is creepy, but it still does have kind of a similar effect to this marionette stuff that's going on in this show that we're covering today. We're covering the pilot episode of a show called Interster.
Yeah, not Interstar, Interster.
No, Interster. It's a foreign television show from 1981, I believe. What's that?
Well, it was made in 1981, but I think it was aired in 1982.
Okay, yeah, because it was a 2-season science fiction puppet television series made for children, which is kind of scary because this isn't really.
No, it doesn't.
It was shown in South Africa in the early 80s. At the time of its production, the show was variously compared to The Thunderbirds, which was a British show from the 60s that used similar things, and it was previously broadcast in South Africa, and it was called International Rescue instead of Thunderbirds. And it was a Reading International because it was in Afrikaans, and they dubbed it over. So I guess they decided that they wanted to make their own version of that. And yeah, they sure did.
Yes, they sure did. Some of the times I couldn't tell what language they were speaking because sometimes it sounded like French or Dutch even. I'm like, what language are they actually speaking? Like,
well, like Afrikaan, it's I'm pretty sure it's a mixture of different languages.
Okay.
Yeah, because it probably has Dutch and French and English in it.
Okay.
Yeah, Afrikaans is a West Germanic language spoken in South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. It evolved from the Dutch vernacular of South Holland and spoken by the predominantly Dutch settlers and enslaved population of the Dutch Cape Colony, where it gradually began to develop over the years. It started like developed over like the 18th century on to present day. So
okay,
yeah, basically it was when they started to when the greatest thing that humanity ever created, which was colonialism.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, we're not gonna speak your language, by the way. We're just gonna impose our language and then make it like turn into like its own weird language, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
Yep, colonialism. Oh, cool. Not really. Did you hear? Well, according to some people, like that Israeli settler that they interviewed, she's like, "Oh, colonialism gets a bad rap. It's actually really cool." So
yeah,
yep.
Yeah, but I mean, much like the movie Gigli, it gets a bad rap. Wait.
Gigli. Wow, that's like a deep cut reference right there. Benifer is no longer Benifer again.
Yeah,
so
that was the movie where they got together the first time,
and then they broke them apart because
and now Affleck is supposedly dating Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s daughter.
Oh my God,
she's like, I guess she's come saying like some stuff about her dad that's really weird lately, like he cut the head off of a whale.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I heard about that. Jesus, that guy is weird, man.
And
just weird enough to be show,
Yeah, but her name is Kick.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember
Kick
now the
Kennedy.
story.
Yeah.
Kick, I know this dude. This man. I could talk hours about this guy, but
yeah, maybe in the future
so
we'll do an episode about RFK Jr. But in the meantime, if you want to find out a lot about him, there's a 4-part series of Behind the Bastards about him with Robert Evans' show, and with Cody Johnston as the guest on there. So yeah, it's a pretty good listen.
I think I'll listen to that tonight while I play Wii Sports Bowl.
Yeah, there's just 4 episodes of it. It came out a month or two ago from when we're recording, so by the time this comes out, it would be a couple months ago. So yeah.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, anyways, back to the show Interster.
Yeah.
The main plot involved an undercover planetary defense agency operating from Cape Town under the guise of an interstellar shipping company. The show mirrored real world political issues of international isolation facing apartheid South Africa, with the Earth being depicted as the galactic pariah of the Interplanetary League due to its Cold War with the planet Krakon. The villain in the series was depicted by Prince Karnati, or his evil henchman. Yeah. So the spaceships used in the show were called Impalas, after the South African Air Force aircraft. The locally assembled Italian Era Machi MB326. There was a pragmatic reason for calling the aircraft Impalas. The basis of the models were 1/4 scale plastic model kits of the AM326s. Yeah. So it was basically a show made for kids that was a veiled political show about apartheid.
Wait, so was it anti-apartheid or pro-apartheid?
I don't know.
Because if it was anti-apartheid, that would mean that like they're going against like the government. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know what
I would say
from the one episode we watched. I don't know if this was pro or anti-apartheid,
or maybe it was just like about it, like not even really having like a position or something. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
Oh boy. I'm gonna go with anti because I think only like a really weird left-wing person would come up with this show. I don't think a right-winger would come up with that. Who knows? Maybe because they're the weird one. So
yeah, like, because the second best thing that humanity ever created after colonialism was apartheid.
Yes, exactly. And then marry that.
Yeah, apartheid is like the for Geely is the colonialism of movies, whereas something like Plan 9 from Outer Space is the apartheid. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, we that's a good metaphor.
Yeah. But then there's also the genocide of films is Tooth Fairy too. But anyway, so
yeah.
Oh boy. So anyways, what goes down in this pilot episode here for this show?
Okay, well, just for a starter.
By the way, I do recommend people watch this before listening to the rest of this episode. And a fair warning, it's subtitled, so there is no English dub that we could find.
No, because I don't think they made one, and I think the person made this themselves. Don't even know if this was like an official subtitle. I think the users did it on their own. I don't know. So, just as a quick thought, though, yeah, this was supposed to be made for children, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was watching this last night. I'm like, there's no way this is a kid's show. Like, it's just so weird. So, like, my niece is over here, and she's like, yeah, I saw the thing. I was going to watch it, but I wanted to wait to watch it with you because it looked like it was going on, like, halfway through and stuff. And but I wanted to watch it with you, but I also want to watch it alone, too. I'm like, okay, I guess. And then I started watching. And she's like 3 minutes in, and she's like, this is too weird for me. I gotta go.
How old is your niece again?
8.
Okay, yeah.
So,
I could see an 8-year-old wanting to check out of this pretty soon into it.
It's like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, so basically, there's this, Top Gun type of pilot named Bucks or something like Buck De La Rey or something like, or Book De La Rey, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like the hotshot pilot or whatever, and he's got his co-pilot is named Adam, and they're flying back home to Earth, and one of the ships from the enemy planet is kind of following them, intimidate whatever, and Buck is like, yeah, don't worry about it, they're just they're not really gonna start a war, they're just kind of intimidate us, it'll be fine. And so they see this huge asteroid in front of them, and they're like, oh, that's so weird that we have just a random asteroid out of nowhere, that's not suspicious whatsoever. And then they just fly past. The bad guys are like, cool, just let him pass through and let him go home, it'll be fine. And so then they the asteroid turns out to be its own spaceship, and so then fly into the doors take about 10 low, and that scene was just way too long. And then this puppets start walking, this I forgot his name, but he's I guess call him a military leader of Gorman or
Prince. Yeah, I was trying to find a list of character names, and I can't really find that anywhere.
That's okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. And so this weird looking dude who you have now as your profile pic on StreamYard.
Yeah.
Thing. He's just really successful. It's basically kind of ripping off Star Wars a little bit, this intergalactic businessman, it's got his.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of has a Star Wars or Dune kind of feel. I mean, obviously Star Wars ripped off Dune, anyways, so it's kind of got that sort of feel to it,
Yeah, and so he's basically proposes to the guy, not as a marriage, he's not going to marry him, but he proposes.
Oh, I was going to say, I watched something completely different than you then.
Yeah, those are deleted things I found on YouTube. No. And so he's like, hey, I got a proposition for you. How about I free your print and have him go back to your planet, and you give me half ton of, what was it, chrome something, or chromite, or I forgot what it was.
I think it was chromite.
Something like that. And he's like, your planet has a lot of it, so it's not a big deal if you give us half a ton or whatever. Then we'll get your guy to escape, and then you can do whatever you want, type of thing. So this guy's basically like a traitor, planet Earth, because all he cares about. So
and then the guy also wants him to kill Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks has to go. So the Buck stops right. Buck. Yeah. The Buck stops right Buck. So he's got his henchmen to pretend to be the International Red Cross, I guess, for some, I don't know. And then to do a medical checkup of Prince. What's his name? Karnita? I forget his name. Karnika or Hirika? Or I forgot his name.
The Prince or the Crown Prince. His name is Karnati.
Sorry, Karnati. So
he's the Crown Prince. He's a Crown Prince of the Krakans.
Yeah. and they've had him captured for a while to basically avoid like an all-out war of planets. And then so he's like, I don't care about you. I don't need a medical checkup. And the guy kind of points his finger to his mouth, like shushing him. And so like then he just like takes him out, like nobody's suspicious whatsoever. And kind of reminds me of the really slow robot in the what was the movie where the kid like 8 years old, even though he got abducted by like Churn.
Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah, so like there's a scene in there where it's like a really, really slow food robot, and he just hides inside. It just goes like takes like 10 minutes just to get out of the. And this was kind of like that. It was just like super slow. Finally, they got him into the cargo space of the ship that Buck and Adam like kind of got him like doom type whatever.
Yeah,
and he gets out. Buck's. I think figures out the prince shows up and he's like, aha, whatever. And he's like, you got to go and blah, blah, blah and take me to whatever. Then he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, decreed or I'm going to shoot you. And then like, he's going to kill him anyway. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm going to kill you anyway. So then the dude like does like an eject seat and the prince just like falls on the ground like, get him. So then like he gets like in this really huge landing ship that has like a satellite for no apparent reason. I've always noticed that in like old movies and shows where it's like, why do they have a satellite that seemingly does nothing? Like just to make it seem like it's like a cool ship or whatever. Like what does the satellite do exactly? Because it's like spinning around. And
so it,
you know,
the satellite it spins around and then it's able to like pick up HBO.
Maybe that's what it was. They're like, we gotta watch their cool shows while we're here. And of course, conveniently, they're like, oh, this planet's not much bigger than Earth, and it's got good oxygen levels, so you could breathe in it. Like, oh wow, that's good. Like, so they don't need like a mask or anything like that. Because that probably would have been hard to run a marionette, so they had to like find a way. Oh yeah, you could totally breathe on this planet guy, which I'm surprised because it looked like the planet Mars, like with all this dirt and shit. So I'm like, all right, I don't think about that, but
then again, places on Earth look like Mars too.
I mean, yeah, I guess. And anyway, so what happens after this when they get it back in the vehicle?
They're basically having this little showdown, and the bad guys are shooting at the good guys and missing. And then at one point they blow up the ship or something, and they think the guys are dead, but they're really not, and they escape. Bucks and Adam.
I like that. That's a good show right there. Bucks and Adam. That's like a crime, like cop show, buddy cop show.
We should take all these episodes and redub them with new dialogue.
That would actually be like a Mystery Science. Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, or and call it Bucks and Adam. I mean, the other thing that this reminds me of, and it's because it was inspired by as well by the Thunderbirds, is Team America World Police.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that the whole time.
Yeah, because it's a similar thing. It's the I think it's called marionation. Something super marionation is the technique of using marionette puppets with their mouths can move and all that shit. You know. So yeah. So what's going on here? We got I'm trying to remember.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, we've got the bad guys, you know, fighting them, and they end up escaping on their little escape bikes.
Yeah, those things. Yeah,
that's the technical term for them.
Yeah, the escape bikes. Yes, or hovercrafts or whatever they're called.
Yes. Hey, you know, everybody has an escape bike, right?
Well, sure, but you gotta have.
Yes, I have one.
Everybody needs a go dog and an escape bike.
Yeah, I have one underneath my pillow in my bed, and it makes it hard to sleep at night. But but I got to be ready in case the Crocons come for me or whatever.
The crow. I think they said Crocodes, not Crocons.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
I think our redubbed version, they're going to be called croutons. And
no, croutons. Yeah, the crouton planet.
Here's something, folks. If you enjoy this little thing, this little episode thing, I seriously will re-record new dialogue and we'll write a whole new episode based on this pilot.
Yeah,
we'll change the story or whatever we need to. If you go to our Patreon and you join at one of the higher tiers, you can let us know that and we'll do it and release it just for you.
Yeah, totally.
And if you hear,
it's not copyrighted at all.
Yeah. There's somebody yelling outside my door, so it's kind of interesting right outside my apartment. So it's fun. If you can hear that, folks, I don't know if you can.
You could wait until they're done or whatever. I don't care.
Oh, no, I'm good. I don't care. Because they might be being chased by the Crocons. The croutons.
The crouton.
Yes. It might be some Italian dressing being chased by the croutons.
Right.
I'm loopy.
So weird.
Yeah. So what happens here? We got they escape, and then they end up getting back to their ship, and then they get back to Earth.
That's pretty much the whole show. The episode, I mean. Well, they do have like a professor that's kind of like their leader, but they don't really
they get back to him, and then this woman there named Lita.
So that's like the team, basically. But like we don't really know like exactly like what this team is or like what their purpose is. Like I don't really remember.
Yeah.
Are they working for the government, or is it just like a private type of?
From what the description of the show is, it was saying that they're an undercover planetary defense agency operating from Cape Town under the guise of an interstellar shipping company.
Okay, but why would they need to like conceal their like? I don't get it. I just don't understand. Like, if you're in a Cold War with another planet and everybody knows that, why would you then need to disguise what you're thinking? Like, why would the humans like, oh no, I don't want these people to protect my planet, so they have to like pretend they're a ship company. Yeah, I don't get it.
Or maybe they hide as a shipping company, so then the other planets don't know who they are. But obviously, the Croutons do. And
well, yeah, the Croutons know that they're are the metaphorical Italian dressing. Yeah. So
yes, they go around in their salad spinner, and they
yes, that's what the satellite was for.
Yes,
that's the spin.
It was spinning salad up there. We just didn't.
Yeah,
know
that was it. That was the point.
We put a little bit of dressing and some, some iceberg lettuce and some other things in there, and it was all good.
What the Cold War is really about is that our planet was stealing all their lettuce and salad ingredients, and so they were trying to do revenge and take it back.
Maybe that's what that chromite is. It's actually just
maybe the chromite is just a bunch of like croutons.
Or it's a new salad dressing that we have yet to see from like Newman's Own or anything,
Wow.
So what'd you think of this show too? I forgot to ask you that at the front.
I kind of liked. I mean, it was weird. I'm hoping that because somebody uploaded like a lot of the episodes on YouTube, but like I don't think any of them have subtitles. Like they're just the episodes.
Because I started watching another one of it that looked like it had better quality, and then I realized that it wasn't subtitled. So
that was what it was AI. It said AI something, and then me too. And I'm like, oh damn it.
Yeah.
And so unless you speak Afrikaan, you're not gonna know what's going on.
I really do want to take this and redub it.
No, I mean it's a good idea because plus too, there's no copyright for this, so you can just do it. And
is there none?
Like,
do you think? I don't know.
No, this is a lost media. It's completely lost. Like they don't like some of the episodes like they don't even have anymore because like the master tapes are gone, or maybe just some random person has them.
Yeah, but nobody owns the copyright to it though. That's what I was wondering.
I'm pretty sure they don't because the company that made it like dissolved like a long time ago, like probably near the end of this show. And
I mean the show for that we will give credit to the people. It was created by Linda Du Plessis, developed by Dirk de Velers, written by Dr. Johan Boyks, directed by Gavin Keyser, Keyser. Yep. So just wanted to give the credit where credit is due. And it originally aired on TV1 in South Africa. So yeah.
That is so weird, man. Like I was just thinking about like South African like apartheid.
Yeah.
And how how it was like their 1980s was like our 1950s when it came to like stuff like that, which is like really bizarre when you think about it. It's like, oh, 1989, and they still have like segregation, and it's just because like it's weirder because like film quality got better, and so you're seeing stuff like in real time that like it looked like you could actually see what was going on, like not like 1950s footage or whatever.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like what's going on in the Middle East right now. It's like seeing it's like seeing the Holocaust in living color and. 4K. It's insane. And 8K actually. And it's also like seeing, and it also, people have compared the way that, before this even started, the way that Palestinians are treated by Israelis is very similar to the way that African Americans were treated during Jim Crow era in the United States. So, history doesn't always repeat itself, but it does rhyme. I've said this before.
Yep. Oh boy.
Sometimes it rhymes. Yep. And sadly, sadly, a lot of people don't learn from it.
Well, that's the thing. Is the longer you get away from an event, that it becomes like less important in like people's, like, for example, like the regular Holocaust. Like that's like, I'm not trying to be mean, but like after about 100 years or so, people are probably not going to be thinking about it as much. As it's not going to be like in the forefront of everyone's minds, because we're almost at the point where like every Holocaust survivor is just gonna die, like no one left. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, like,
I mean, it's like it was always interesting to put things into perspective. I mean, she's passed away now recently too, but I remember back when I was younger, people would always say, because people that didn't live during the Holocaust, it would just seem like it was like basically it could have been the same as like, you know, the Revolutionary War. You know what I mean? It was like it feels like it was that far away to some people, but to think that Barbara Walters and Anne Frank were born the same year.
Yeah, I know. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And you like, yeah, and like for me even too, like I'm thinking, all right, so the Holocaust ended in 1946, that's 2030. So I was literally born just like 37 years after the Holocaust ended.
Yeah.
Like that's not a long time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
I mean, it's like my dad was born the year after it ended, so it's just kind of weird.
Yeah. It's just like, oh my God. But like, yeah, like after a while though, like people just kind of forget about it because like a whole bunch of generations have sprung up, which, you know, that's also somewhat of a good thing though in the case of the Holocaust. Not good in the sense that people forget, but good in the sense that Zionists cannot keep playing the Holocaust chord forever, because at a certain point, people are like, I don't care anymore. Like, I'm not saying it's a good thing I don't care. I'm just saying that's kind of how, you know, it happens. Like,
but it does, you know, but it is good to put it in perspective, the fact that it happened within a relatively recent time, and yet we still don't learn from it, and people are still bound to repeat things. It's just like, you know, like women couldn't vote like just like 100 years ago. You know, so it's like
right. It was really just like a short period. I know a lot of things have changed.
You know, and like a lot of things. You know, there's segregation, and the civil rights movement was closer to us than the Holocaust. You know, so it's just kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. And plus, too, if South Africa goes back to apartheid, then they'll have to revamp this show again to do an anti-apartheid type of, you know, propaganda or whatever. Bring it back. Bring back Interster.
And that's when we redub the whole thing.
We redub it as anti-apartheid propaganda, yes. And then we send it to the internet, as Johnny Lawrence was wont to say in Cobra Kai. And then me and you particularly, two people will then be responsible for ending apartheid 2.0 South Africa. And then after that, we get to meet the wonderful cast members of Bulletproof 2, which took place in South Africa. And that's the end of our story. End of our lives, end of our stories. Yep.
Even though one of the people from Bulletproof 2 that I reached out to, declined to want to be interviewed on the show.
I knew you were going to bring that up as soon as I mentioned it.
Anyways, any other thoughts here about this, about the show?
No, not really. I knew you were going to bring that guy up as soon as I mentioned
it's
it.
Okay. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say anything. That was it.
I'm not going to say who, just forgetting Sarah Marshall. Waiting part 2. Anyway.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
No,
yep. Nope.
Nope.
Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Gave you something to think about.
Yeah.
If you want us to create our own dubbed version of Interster called Bucks and Adam, we will do it.
Well, we're gonna do it no matter what, but you won't see it unless you donate a little bit of cheese, you know?
Yeah, go to our Patreon. You can find that at alltooreal2.com. There's a link to our Patreon right there. And if you join us, we've got different tiers on Patreon. I'm going to go through them really quick just so people know. You can join our podcast family. You can get early access to every episode of our show and thanked by our hosts in a future episode. And the hosts are me and Sesame.
Yeah.
For $10 a month, you can pick a podcast episode topic. Also, for $25 a month, you can become a podcast producer, which you get everything below that. And you can produce with Cullen Park a series of 3 episodes on a special topic of your choice for All Too Real 2 podcast, as well as the benefits at the lower levels. And for $150, you can be in a movie for one of our upcoming productions. So join, folks.
And for $500, oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say for $500 a month, Sesame, as in me, will just like go to your house and just be like stand around. You want me to like you basically just like basically a cardboard cutout, but it's like a real life person. And I'll just be a statue if you want.
I mean, you will have to feed them though.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's true. I'll be like a chef for like maybe.
No. I mean they have to feed you.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I thought. Never mind. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I'll be your but no, here, never mind. So $500 a month, you can pretty much do anything to me that's not sex. How about that? Or physical violence. Sorry.
So right now that tier is not available, but
yeah, exactly.
If you're interested in that, you can contact Sesame at
Exactly. I don't have an email for Sesame, so I'll have to make my own.
You can contact me, and I may or may not get that back to Sesame, depending on what you want to do with them.
Yes, that's not sexual and or violent. So
yes, I will filter it and decide if I think that you should hurt my friend or not.
God, terrible.
No, just joking. Anyways, and you can get a hold of me at mike@cullenpark.com. Yeah, go to all2real2.com. You can check out our links to our like social media, links to all the episodes. Go anywhere you can and give us a review. Cool thing that that you can do right now, you can go on Spotify and you can actually comment below any episode. So if you're listening to this episode and you want to say something to us specifically about that episode, comment below it on Spotify. Mm-hmm. You can go to Apple Podcasts and give us a 5-star review as well. If you want to build a spaceship and go out into space and talk to the croutons and tell them to listen to the podcast, that would be great too. Because I want croutons to listen to me. And just, that'd be a good thing to do. Share the show on your Facebook pages and your TikToks and your Who's a What's It's and your Wiggle Wobs and all the other and the Crocons and the other the other social meds. But just remember, folks, that until next time, I love you. Croutons are delicious. Yeah. Apartheid is bad. Yeah. Free Palestine. Yeah. Trans rights are human rights. And until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All Too Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Haas. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.
The great visionary leader of India, Mahatma Gandhi, said, "It is health that is real wealth, and not pieces of gold and silver." Listen to the Healthy Grocer radio show on your favorite podcast platform. We know that health is our greatest wealth, and we will be discussing all aspects of natural healing. Explore everything from supplements, superfoods, and healthy lifestyle choices to help conquer stress and boost productivity. Top industry experts and natural health professionals join us for a deep dive into our healing journey. You can find the Healthy Grocer radio show on demand every day, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And remember, health is your greatest wealth.